Welcome to the podcast. I'm the engineer. They call me Clam Neck around here, but my real name is Mike. Welcome to the podcast. I'm just doing the reads for the advertisers because Chris doesn't want to do it. He says, "Fuck all that corporate shit. Fuck them." So here we go. Gorgo. That delicious chocolatey treat, chock full of all the things you love. Next time you want a delicious chocolatey treat, go for Gorgo. Yeah. Okay, here's Chris.
Yeah, so, thanks, Clam Neck. Thanks for the read. You know I hate that shit. My co-host and I sat down this weekend and we dropped a little podcast on you guys, and it's a good hour of laughs and good stories, and we hope you enjoy. This is episode 1 of the Knucklehead podcast. I just wanted to make sure it was all working cool.
Hey. We're all new at this. Well, I don't know if Christina is, but I'm new at this, and you are too, Chris. So.
Christina's quite the public speaker, actually. She delivers lots of speeches everywhere.
Right. Well, good.
Do you know anything about me? Probably not.
Do I?
Yeah, I'm a chemistry professor.
Yes, I think I heard a little bit about you, and you were in Toronto recently.
I was, yes.
Are we recording now, Chris?
We're going, buddy.
Okay. We're live.
Live to tape.
Live to tape.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is great. Let's go through some news. Let's fucking talk about the news. We're all smart. We're all smart people.
That's it.
But we all probably have different opinions.
That's fine. Everybody's entitled to an opinion of their own. I think it's in our rights in Canada, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, but I don't really even pay attention much to the news.
That's okay. Neither do I.
But I can certainly give you an uneducated opinion that's probably better than yours. In my opinion. Okay.
Just go Google Home.
Google Home.
I'm Googling stuff.
I do. Forget where you live. You got to Google Home.
Yeah, I do. So what do you do, Brian? I know what you do, but just for the...
Well, I'm actually in my office. I'm in the driver's room at work. I'm a truck driver, and in the morning I got to go to Stony Creek near Hamilton and pick up a load that's going to Sudbury, which is about 500 kilometers away.
Wow.
Not quite as much traveling tomorrow as Christina is, but she'll probably take as long to get there faster than me.
Well, we'll see about that.
Brian said your name right.
He said my name right.
Yeah, he said Christina, not Christine. It's Christina.
Oh, thank God.
It's Christina with an A. But you said it. You said it correctly.
That.
You were correct.
Yeah, of course. I'm very literate in reading the big Christina on my tablet screen here.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that'd probably touche, sir.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm here with my dog, and I'm here with my dog Max. We travel together. He has been my partner and my best friend and my soulmate, really.
Yeah,
and he's lying here on the floor in the office here sleeping.
How old's Brian?
How old? It's a nice.
Matt?
It's a nice German Shepherd, right, Brian?
Yeah, he's a purebred German Shepherd. He just turned 12 months a few weeks ago. So he's 1 year old.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
I love German Shepherds.
And he clawed your face up a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he bit my nose.
Whatever.
Ooh.
But
yeah,
he did it out of play. It was it was a mistake. He didn't mean to. But he's awesome.
They were fooling around and the dog bit Brian's face. But they're still pals, so that's what that's guys for you.
It goes beyond that. He could pretty well rip my throat out, and I'd still love him. And there was a bunch of people around. It was kind of funny because we're outside this bar, and everyone's out having cigarettes, and I'm telling everybody, "Don't worry, my dog's friendly. He doesn't bite." and then he bites my nose, so blood is gushing out of it.
That's funny.
Nice.
I didn't earn too much trust.
You're not from your compatriots anyway. Safe dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think one of the big news stories should be that there's 500 wildfires burning in BC.
Oh yeah, you're headed.
A pretty big one.
Yeah, you're headed to BC amongst the wildfires.
I am.
Are you nervous?
Not really, no. The lower mainland should be good, but air quality's going to be pretty terrible. Flights canceled as smoke chokes airports.
Oh well, there you go. I guess you're staying.
it's all in the Okanagan.
Oh yeah, look, I see some pictures of it here.
That's insane.
I see some pictures. What's that?
I was just driving through Parry Sound last week, and there was wildfires up there. Maybe not as severe as that, but there was definitely road closures and some visibility warnings. And I drove through some smoke, but I didn't see any fires.
I remember that when we lived in Lab City, there'd be forest fires frequently because they used to incinerate they'd set the dump on fire to keep the bears away. And I remember people having to hose down their roofs to protect them from catching fire.
Wow.
It'd be all around the town. Crazy.
They had a fire there a couple of years ago, didn't they?
Bad one, yeah. Maybe probably 3 or 4 years ago, I think maybe. Can't remember how long ago.
Do you know why there's fires there, Brian?
So that's actually I was just going to ask you that because I'm always interested in how these things get started. Is it okay? So like in my head, I'm thinking: is it arson? Is it cigarettes? Is it lightning? Is it just the dry weather? Is it
all of the above?
Some guy blew a tire out and sparks from their rim set something on fire out west. I guess. Yeah.
And then it just goes right.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think it is all of the above: lightning. Spontaneous combustion.
All I want to know is, Chris, did you start any of them?
I did not. I am not a.
Okay.
I am not a pyromaniac.
For the record.
I am not a pyromaniac anymore.
We both had that problem.
I just wanted to clear anybody's suspicions there, Chris, for you. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
That story about my dad making the nitroglycerin with his friend who became the CSIS guy. It turns out it was a gallon of nitroglycerin that they took to dump.
Tell Brian this story because this is really great.
So my dad and his best friend lived in Coquitlam, BC. And
how old were they?
They were like 16, and they wanted. So his best friend, Ernie Boyd, wanted to make some nitroglycerin. So the first time they made nitroglycerin, it didn't work. What they got was nitric acid, gas, nitric oxide, and it rusted everything in the basement. They had to clear the house, and all the nail heads and I guess all of the guy's dad's tools were covered with a thin layer of rust because it's a strong oxidizing agent. Probably not something you want to inhale. But they tried it again, and they were successful. But then what do you do with a gallon of nitroglycerin?
I don't know. I think they can blow stuff up.
They carefully took it to the GVRD dump. So they took it to the Vancouver dump, and they took a .22 rifle. They got like, I don't know, a quarter of a kilometer away, and they shot it, and it blew up.
Yes.
And my dad describes it as all the trash raining down on them. And it was such a massive explosion that people in the next town thought that the gas plant had blown up. And so there was a big investigation, and they decided that methane must have built up in the dump and caught on fire.
So were they far enough back? Like, did they get hurt or anything, or did they?
No, they did not.
I asked the same question.
Like, because you see some of those videos where the guy's trying to experiment, but he's a little too close. Okay, so after all that, you decided to get into chemistry.
After all that, well,
did that inspire you to get into that? Hearing that story.
My dad's a mining engineer. I don't know.
Oh,
I think I did chemistry because I thought it was hard, so it was a good challenge. But it's such an awesome story. I think there's something in the blood for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I was a bit of a
some nitroglycerin when I was 16. Oh, shit would have
You wouldn't be
down.
17.
Yeah, that's right.
You wouldn't have made you.
Shit would have gone down, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
what else is in the news?
I knew him when he was 16. That's pretty funny too.
Who?
Chris.
Oh, I thought you said your dad. I'm like, wow.
Our family's kind of weird.
She and I were we grew up in the same town, kind of, when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kinda.
Right, yeah, right on.
Right
Yeah,
on.
I don't.
Right on.
No, I don't have too many. I don't have too many friends today that I knew
Oh, really?
when I was 16. Yeah, not really. Like high school, yeah, but not. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
were like
Like later on.
high
Friends
school.
either.
Was I in high school? I guess I was in 16.
We were high school.
Well, I was held back. If you, I was still in grade 6. No, I'm kidding.
We dated briefly in high school.
Oh yeah. Briefly in high school. Are you kidding? A relationship was a long-term relationship in high school. So what's briefly? Back,
Man.
back seat of
A little bit less than that.
the length of a drive-in movie.
A good part of summer.
Yeah.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how many people are going to hear this, but yeah, you're right, Brian.
Yeah, 3 right now.
I already let one of my friends hear something else we recorded a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, honestly, God, I've already had. I built this up to my friends like I'm going to be some radio star, some show, right? And
Yes.
so they're all wanting to link. They're like, when's the show on? I wanted to like what station and so they want the links already.
That'll
Okay.
be great.
So
But maybe we should just.
we need some
We need to
viewers,
develop
man.
more.
We need viewers to get fucking sponsors, man.
Right.
Uh,
Right. What? Move over, Joe Rogan.
How did we play that? How did we play the same song together? We just synced it up, Christina, when we played our songs together. You played that.
You
song.
just played.
Oh, I
You
played.
played.
It? But
and I
you
listened. You
could
played
hear
it.
it.
I could hear it. Yep.
How did I do that?
That was funny.
Was it on Skype? No.
Yeah,
No,
it was on
must have
Skype.
been yeah.
Did what? You played a song?
Yep. Yes.
Oh, Max wants to be on the. Max, who's that? Do you hear him keeping guard? Work and
You're gonna get shot.
So we
by
might
the,
have
you're gonna get
we-
shot by the security guard.
no, there's no security, but
Oh.
a truck driver. I'm in the driver's room, so we might have expected special guest on the show.
Okay.
But they don't
Sounds
even
good,
know
man.
gonna be on.
That's okay. We work on our toes around here.
He just hears a raccoon or something coming for its dinner.
Max gets so protective that like you can't go near my truck anymore.
That's awesome.
I don't know if I ever did go near your truck.
No, okay, so I meant like I guess I meant by you. I meant anybody.
Sorry, I'm being an
That's
asshole.
okay. That's funny. We are knuckleheads here, right,
Yes.
Chris?
Yep. We're all knuckleheads. We're all
Yeah.
about the jokes, man.
So protective now because I spend more time in my truck than anywhere else in my life, and I'm actually kind of living in there. I'll be sleeping in there tonight and just going to work in the morning. And so it's kind of his home, and he's so protective of me now because I just moved out of my girlfriend's house, so we're together 24/7. And he like in his blood. It's in his breed to be protective, And
Yeah.
man, and when somebody comes near that truck, man, I gotta hold them, like headlock them and pull them back.
It's just like that. It's just like that with the cats. When they come to my bed.
Christina's a cat lady.
Well, I love cats too. I love all animals.
Cats. I'm not a cat lady.
I just watched a video on
YouTube. That was just a joke. She has 2 nice cats.
I just watched a video on YouTube where a lion was attacking one of those big horned buffaloes, and they got it down, and the herd of buffalo just came like a wall and said, "Get away from our friend." Wow. It's just awesome. Just love just the way they protect.
Yep.
I had a cool dog, and she was like that. But she pretended.
You're breaking up.
I pretended I was hitting a friend, freaking out. The dog at me, so my
right.
would bite my hand.
Yeah.
She was.
I think he would know. He's very smart.
Yeah.
I think I get the feeling that he's like so loyal.
Yeah. Sentiment. She's better trained than most people. She lived in Lab City, and then she moved through with the whole family, and she dad, and then she moved back to Lab City. Dog.
So, Lab City, you said?
Labrador.
Yes.
Lab City.
Yeah.
Is that
Southern Peru? Back.
Southern Peru, Okanagan, back to Lab City? Yeah, wow.
There's a lot of border hopping.
And what were you doing in Peru besides coca leaf?
Charlotte chewed coca.
Like,
that was good for altitude sickness.
Yeah, they have to use it when they're in the mountains. They have to eat coca.
So they make coca tea. Yeah,
it's obligatory, Brian. Obligatory fucking cocaine use, man.
Totally.
Obligatory. Is that like the jungle?
No, where we live was southern Peru. So
rainforest or something?
No, so as far south as you can get before you hit Bolivia.
Oh. Okay.
And it was desert. So if you think about the Nazca lines and places like that, or Machu Picchu was way far up the mountains, but it's more down that way. Less jungle. It's all desert. Scorpions.
Oh, yeah? I'm getting on Google here so I can be better educated for this conversation.
Scorpions.
Yeah, why didn't you prep, man? I know all this. Why didn't you know any of this?
Well, you know her better than I do. I didn't know you were going to talk about Peru.
I'm lying, man. I don't know any of this, man. I don't fucking know any of this.
Okay, I've seen it now. Okay.
He just remembers our furniture.
Yeah. How do I describe your furniture when you're a teenager?
Like when you were 16? I know. Yeah, I can describe mine. It was called milk cartons.
Christina had wicker furniture with llama skins covering it.
With what?
Like llama throat.
Llama, you know, like the
llama.
Yep. Like como se llama, llama. You know,
yeah. Llama skins covering wicker furniture. Nice.
All brought back from Peru. I still remember the crates arrived. They were like these giant, like, I don't know, 6 foot by 6 foot crates, and we had to get our tools out of the basement to take everything out because it was just me and my sister. They delivered them with a forklift onto our front lawn.
Hurry! Our dead llamas are here.
It's funny.
Yeah.
We were weird
it's
anyway.
Probably illegal to have that now for sure. Can't kill llamas.
Well, I think it's the vicuñas that are protected.
Oh, remember the fucking... Sorry to mention another podcast, but Chris Lee has another podcast. Remember the clip I sent you today of the fucking... what are they called? E-bats or...
Ebex.
Ebex. Have you seen these fucking things, Brian? They're like llamas, like some sort of like mountain goat looking fucking thing.
Yes.
And they stick to the side of mountains.
They stick. Yes, I did watch them, and they're unbelievable how they get their footing, right?
That is the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they climb up. They sort of like hop up it, but they're not holding.
Yeah.
There's nothing there to hold on to. They're just like.
And they have to go up and down every day because they have to go down to feed, and then if they stay there, they'll get eaten. So they have to live on these cliff walls, right? Because they're like good food.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a predator-prey thing, right?
It's crazy. I know.
And yummy salt and plants to eat up there too. I think.
Yeah, they lick the salt off.
Go down to get the salt. Yeah, I did. I seen that.
Yeah, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen in nature. One of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, I seen one crazy one where these, I think they're ducks or geese or something, and they have their young on these. They have their young on the cliffs, right? Because if they go down, they'll get eaten.
Yep.
And so, but it throw them out of the nest, and they just go bouncing. The baby chicks go bouncing off the rocks, and some of them survive, and then they get to live, right? I don't know if you saw that one.
Oh, I did not see that one.
No? Oh, it's crazy. They just kick them. They fly out of the nest.
It's so loving.
They pokes them out of the nest, and they just jump for it, and they just bounce off rocks, flipping head over heels, and most of them die. But so long as like one or two do, the species goes on, right?
Wow. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah,
survival of the bounciest.
The luckiest.
I just shared a picture of the mine.
Let's
have a look at the mines here.
Well, I seen the link that I just got, but I don't know where it went now.
You have to click on the right-hand side of the screen in the conversation, and then you'll see the picture.
You don't need to tell me, okay?
Sorry, Brian.
I'm figuring this shit out.
What is that, Christina?
It's a mine. I see it.
I see that.
That's the Tocopala mine.
Oh, wow.
That's the mine. I gotta be quiet because I don't want my dad to hear the story, but Dad took me on a tour of that mine when he told me they had an affair.
So this is like in Peru?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can see that from space. It's pretty amazing.
It looks like you can see it from space.
And so you can see how deserty it is around there, right? Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Right.
So we live just like down the hill from there.
Is it like that, the grooves, because it's the way they just dug it out, or is that?
Yeah, so the pit, the grooves are actually the road that goes down of the pit.
You follow the grooves all the way down.
So it's like a record, like a.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the contours that go down.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. It's
so that's pretty big. Yeah.
It's a giant mine. Yeah.
So how many slaves did they use to build that?
Well, her dad was one.
No, I don't think so, man. He worked
that
for
was an interesting
IOC, Iron Ore Company.
He worked for IOC too. Yeah. He also worked for Copper Mountain in Okanagan and Huckleberry Mines, and he worked in a mine in Northwest Territories.
So what were they mining here, and where was it going?
Copper.
Okay.
I don't know where they were selling it, but wherever copper's bought and sold, which is pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere. They use copper for everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Copper is valuable. Well, yeah. I actually used to collect pennies, and anything 1996 and older is copper, and we could sell them for 1.8 cents.
Fantastic.
So I actually used to make. Don't even ask me, Chris. Okay, it took me like about 7 hours to make.
You got obsessed with collecting.
we go to a bank and buy a $25 bag of pennies, and then separate the ears, and then bring them to the shop, and we would get a pack of smokes.
Wow, man. When is this?
Well, you know that.
When is this now?
Shut up. This was actually 5 years ago. You came for my birthday.
Yes.
It was that apartment.
Oh, yeah.
But out of 25 pennies, we make $8. If we had our own smelter, we'd make more because a pound of pennies is 3 rolls, and what's a copper?
It depends. The prices go up and down. No, a lot. It goes up and down a lot.
It does, but it's around $3 then. I don't know what it is.
Several dollars for sure.
So
my dad tells me when the mine is like operationally solvent, are we going to mine now or we're not going to mine? So I know the prices go up and down a lot. So you're turning straw into gold? Is that what you're saying? Straw into gold?
Yeah. We felt pretty ingenious, actually. And my girlfriend, she got obsessed. We had lights and with one of them big magnifying glasses so you could see the years better.
Because you were old.
It was an operation. It was an operation like a meth lab or something.
But kinda, yeah.
So I guess the fine for defacing money was worth it.
Yeah, money.
The $8.
Defacing money is not a crime. That's a made-up thing. Come on. It's because they put the queen's head on it. Like, come on, who's she? Okay, don't get me started, eh? The highest paid welfare recipient in the world.
That's a good
She
one.
works hard for that money, though. She's got to go to the.
Perfect that wave.
Yes.
Yeah, she's pretty done in now. How much longer has she got?
Oh, what, for life?
Yep.
6 years, maybe.
Really? Wow, I don't.
It is illegal to melt or deface Canadian coins.
Yes, because of some Victorian law or the British, because it's the Queen's on there. That's what I think it is.
The Currency Act and the Canadian Criminal Code clearly state that no person shall melt down, break up, or otherwise than as a currency any coin that is legal tender in Canada. There you go.
So, yes, we weren't actually doing that. That's why we were only getting $8
or
something. Because we gave that to the other guys who they just took the money and asked no questions. Could you imagine? What are you doing time for? Well, I melted $8 worth of pennies.
That's as bad as downloading movies or something.
Or shooting drama freaking nitroglycerin.
It's actually illegal to make or dispose of explosives.
Right, so we're all...
Yeah, it probably should be. Yes, that sounds
It
like
is. No, it is a real law.
So we are all incriminating ourselves and our family on this today.
That's right. I'm sure the statute of limitations has run out on that one.
Maybe for your dad, but not for us, eh?
Oh yeah,
those pennies.
They take the dollar seriously, man.
But I'll tell you, if you go to the bank now and get pennies, well, actually, this is probably not. You can't even do. Okay, but just a couple of years ago, you could. You'd notice that the number of copper pennies was less and less and less because people were catching on to that.
Yeah. I know.
You mean that they were just disposing of them to make money?
Yeah, I think people were getting the copper ones and doubling the money.
Yeah. Canada always went whole hog on our money.
Theo Von plot or something. You know who Theo Von is, right?
Yeah.
Something he'd cook up.
Right.
But Canadians have always spent a lot more money on making our money. Our nickels had a lot more nickel in them than the U.S. nickels. And our pennies were better quality and our dimes.
Well, the dimes, or I don't know what it was, the dimes or the quarters actually had real silver.
Dimes were silver for the longest time. Yeah, the dime.
Up until the 1960s or so.
Well, when it started
Somewhere
costing
in the
like more than 10 cents,
they stopped using silver.
Well, I think that I mean, all the coinage, I think, up in, why they got rid of the penny is it cost them a lot more to make than they were worth.
Or it's a cash.
And then everyone's hoarding them in there.
Because I always seem to get ripped off by that little fucking rounding up.
No.
Statistically, it should be a wash.
I don't know about that.
I'm beating the odds. When I pay cash for gas, I put in 10.02. I do.
You're gonna win, man.
I'm gonna, yeah. Right. Because I know about probability over the big picture, it's all going to break even. But if I just get 10.02 every time in gas.
Well, why not just listen? Increase your profit. Do I can't even say it. $1.02. $1.02.
$1 go in pay. Oh no, I'm gonna look like an idiot. But you're onto something.
That's like when
2%.
When
it's 2% return.
Richard Pryor. No, that's like Richard Pryor in Superman 3 when he's taking all the little bits of the penny off the checks.
Hey, that happened.
Sort of like that.
Oh my!
But listen, that 2% that I'm gonna make now is better than those petrol. That's a higher percent than those darn petrol points to get you to collect.
Oh, I love my aeroplan, man. That's what I collect.
You have the air miles?
Aeroplan all the way.
Air Canada.
Air Canada. Well, now not going to be Air Canada in 2020.
Brian and I aren't big jet setters like you, Christina. We don't fly around the country all the time. She was in fucking San Diego like the summer, man.
I've been in San Diego though too, but I drove there.
Well, I was in LA
first
and
class
BC.
and stays in first class hotel.
Wow. Yeah, and so this is for for your job, just to go to different places.
So my dad turned a little bit of that. So my dad turned 80 this year. So
my dad did too.
Cool.
Yep.
Wonder if they know each other.
Yeah, they probably do. My dad was a cop.
They must know each other. They're 80.
My dad was a cop, and he's been after your dad all these years for blowing up that nitro.
Well, the guy who was with him became a CSIS guy and did security for the Montreal Olympics in '76 and had a task of 90 guys.
I was in Montreal. I was in Montreal when the Olympics were there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like 9, but I was.
That's awesome.
76.
In '76, yeah. I remember them building the Olympic Stadium.
I remember seeing the Olympic Stadium around then, but
I've seen the Olympic Stadium.
And I was in Vancouver for Expo '86.
Oh wow!
You were in Vancouver? Yeah, my brothers and my dad went there for Expo.
I lived there for the whole time it was on, and it was awesome. They had fireworks every night.
That's pretty cool.
I think it was 9 months or something like that. 9 months. It was, wasn't it? How long was Expo '86?
Summer. I thought.
Okay, I lived there. I lived there for 9 months. I was 19. I was 18. I turned 19 there, and those were some crazy days. But they had fireworks when Expo was open for that summer. They had fireworks every night, and I lived on the top of the hill on Victoria. It was not in Victoria, but we just watched the fireworks. We could see fireworks every night.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So I went. So the 80th birthday, we did a family reunion with like my dad's sister and my family. So we went to LA for fun. Took the kids, and then I had a conference in Edmonton after that, and then a conference in Indiana. It was 3 continent in about 4 weeks or something. That was pretty tough.
A setter. She's a jet setter.
Christina, did you get this when you talk in front of people, or did you?
Still. No,
still, right?
Yeah, but nobody can tell. I tell people all the time, "Oh yeah, I'm still a speaker." Like, "Oh, you can't tell." Yeah, I do still.
I think you've done it a lot of times, right? So you just, but before you you're still like, do you ever feel like
No, I know I was always fronted really well.
Yeah.
But you teach too, so that's like that kind of like.
Yeah, and I look at the back of the classroom.
Bit of an edge up.
Yeah, I teach too. Yeah, you get used to it, but I guess that having that edge actually keeps you fresh because you're always a little bit amped up just before you get in front of the classroom or give a lecture. So.
Well, I see it too, like with people like stand-up comedians. That's what I was thinking of because I knew this comedian that he runs an open mic night, or I don't know if he still does it, but he runs an open mic night, and he told me anytime I'll give you 5 minutes up there, right? And Chris knows me. He like it's something that we like we're both fans of comedy and comedians, and we both reckon to be funny guys, right, Chris? And
yes, we do.
But I was always too nervous because I think, especially with stand-up, because I can play music. I could get up there and play a song on my guitar and sing, even though I suck at singing. But something about just talking.
Well, it's the judgment, right? I mean, I get that too. When you've got students, they can be really judgmental. One of my course evaluation questionnaires came back one year, and 2 different students out of a class of like 200 said, "Most annoying voice ever," and I was like, ah.
That was 2 out of 200?
Yeah, but they must have been
that's all you thought about, right?
I'm still talking about it.
If you're anything like me, the one person that doesn't like you is the one that you're going to like screw everyone else over to try to make that guy like you. And it doesn't work.
Oh, no, I don't want to make them
I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean? Like,
no, I didn't want them to like me.
No, but I mean that you didn't thought about those 2 negative comments. How dare you?
Yeah, exactly, you little shits. Are you kidding? My voice is the most annoying voice you've ever heard.
Yeah, but some people just want to be nasty to stand out or to...
Well, I think they hated me because they didn't do well in my class. It was intro.
So you knew.
No. Yeah, intro chem. University.
And they did worse after that.
Mark
just went down, buddy.
Well, I don't know. It's completely anonymous, and you don't get them till months after the course is done. So it's intentionally that way. But or when you give a talk in front of a big group of people who are famous, and you're about your work, and they could be ripping you a new one because they think whatever you're doing sucks. That's kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't laugh at you. Okay, fine. If they want to torpedo your career, that's another thing.
Right.
There's lots of assholes.
Right. Just because they have, that the prestige or whatever of who they are, that their opinion matters, and even if they're just being a jerk, right? It can affect somebody's life.
It's called
exactly.
It's called being a millennial.
Oh, I smell.
No, these are usually older men.
Oh.
Somebody might.
Entitled little pricks. Sorry, I went on a millennial rant there.
That was pretty short-lived.
It's like that.
I can go for hours on millennials, man. I can go for hours.
Yeah, just like my parents could go for hours on us. It's the same shit. It's just a different just a different era.
Maybe. See, Brian. So that's so nice, Brian. That's so level-headed. That's so level-headed and seeing everything like from both sides.
Well, right. But I mean, I think things are getting a little bit crazier, right? With the millennial
people are
even in academia, like I hear some crazy stuff going on with political correctness and
people are.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that. We don't have to deal with chemistry so much, but there is a big sense of there can be a sense of entitlement. I had one student who, the way it works is that if you send someone to a conference, you pay for the registration and put them up in a hotel, pay their flights and stuff, and then you give them a per diem. And our per diem was $55 a day, which I thought was pretty good. That means that covers your meals and incidental.
Yeah.
And she goes, I can't live on $55 a day in Vancouver. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's terrible.
That's just greedy. That sounds like.
It was totally greedy. Me and my friend, another prof, we were like going to the food trucks to eat and stuff.
I'd be like, "You're gonna give me $55 just to live? I'm gonna save that." I'll have
That's what I'm trying to do.
Eat some fucking noodles and fucking
I'm going to down Hastings to the soup kitchen, and I'm pocketing this money.
We and one of my friends, my Cuban friend, we went to Whistler for a conference like that when we were grad students, and we shared a room at a B&B, and it included breakfast, and we were getting our per diem, and we went and bought pasta sauce and noodles. We're definitely making money on this one.
I'm not a real big fan of food, and I mean I love food, but I can really survive on cheap. Like, just give me. It's like, oh, look, like people take pictures on their Instagram of their supper. I'm like, that. Like, what do you want me to do? Take a picture of my can of beans with an apple? And,
sure. That would be great.
I just want.
That would be great if you did like sarcastic ones, though, Brian. Like, it's like
you know what? Thank you.
Ironic.
I should, eh?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like, I was actually thinking about like human kibble. Like, my dog eats the same shit. It's all the nutrients in kibble. Why don't we just have that? And everybody has a
green, Soylent Green.
They're measured cup a day. There'd be no diabetes, no obesity. Here's your kibble. It's people kibble. It's called pibble.
And it's made from people.
It's made from people too. Yeah, like it's
Soylent Green.
It's just douches though. Like they needed to die.
No, we gotta get the population down to about 2 billion, I think.
Billion.
Yeah, 2 billion, I think.
Yeah. So
There's
we're gonna have
at least
to up our standards. We're gonna have to up our standards for killing people. We can even kill people who make less than 50.
Okay, folks, the podcast took a dark turn here, but it's okay. We'll make it through.
As soon as you started talking about.
I know, I'm the one who did it, but...
Did you do it? Okay.
I don't know. We did it together. She mentioned Soylent Green, which is people.
You, Chris.
And then I just
Oh.
went...
Are you not familiar with that particular illusion, Brian? No. The Soylent Green reference?
No.
The 70s movie. Charlton Heston was in it. Yes, and they were making their food supplements out of people. Soylent Green.
Yeah, it was like food
that up.
Or whatever. You got your weekly. Soylent Green is Tuesday, by the way.
So was that just from that movie? I had to see that movie to catch that reference.
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't catch that.
Green Day. There's 2 stories behind the band Green Day, and that's that it was named after that movie, and they also say it's like when they got together after high school and smoked weed. So Soylent Tuesday is Soylent Green Day, so that's one story.
Okay.
Because on Tuesday they got their dose of Soylent Green.
Well, I changed my verdict. It was actually Christina who turned the podcast back then. Back to you, Chris. You're off the hook. Anyways,
I have to steal from Gareth. He would say it's just a little amuse-bouche, which means like a little a snack for your mouth. Let's say, is that right? Is that a good translation?
Mm-hmm.
An amuse-bouche. Yes. It makes your mouth happy.
Your mouth. Yes, exactly. I'm not sure if Soylent Green would do that for me, but for your palate.
I actually tried bear. I tried bear last night for the first time.
Whoa!
Ooh.
I ate a bear.
Yep. Let's hear it.
I ate a bear.
You killed the bear? Did you kill the bear?
Well, Max helped. No, I didn't. This guy actually did shoot it, but not last night. He just brought some.
Yeah, sure, man.
Some of them.
Did it taste good?
It did. I would eat it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I had cricket.
Like black bear.
It tasted a little Winnie. Because you know, people, you say you ate a bear, like, oh, you ate a bear, oh, you're awful, right? But you know, because of all tunes, right?
Well, I don't know.
They're monsters. Bears are monsters.
Yeah, I think they're trying to control the bear population here in Ontario, though, aren't they? So, like, it's okay to hunt them right now?
You know what? Me and
cool.
There's always a bear hunt licenses, even here.
But I think it's pretty crazy, like, here now. Like, they're encroaching on campgrounds and stuff.
Well, there was wildfires at Parry Sound a couple weeks ago, and me and Max went for a walk down the Seguin Trail, which goes from Parry Sound all the way to Algonquin Park. It's like a nature trail, and we were walking down there, and I heard, like, in the voice, honest to God, sounded like Chewbacca was out there, and
oh my God.
Max didn't really, he was too busy looking around, he didn't catch it, and I just said, Max, you got my back here, right? And I said, our walk is over, and
I'm sure he did against the, like, 400-pound bear.
Well, I don't think they're that much, because the guy that shot the bear, it was a 160-pound bear.
Oh, really?
But depends on the species, right, and whether it's
I'm sure that's all you get out there.
Yeah.
And I've heard actually they're mostly vegetarians, and they won't.
No. Omnivores, but they eat
but
smaller.
mostly they can only get berries and shit.
Yeah, well, they're opportunists, right? So me and Max probably.
And beehives.
You just keep telling yourself that.
It ended our walk. It turned into a run the other way.
My dad had so many bear stories about grizzlies on the Bella Coola. And
grizzlies, that's a different...
Yeah, but grizzlies are a different story. I'm talking about, like...
They're
black bears.
No, black bears are more aggressive.
No, black bears, you can feed them out of your hand. I've seen some videos of that. But the black bear is dangerous. A mama bear with babies is dangerous.
That's true.
My dad went on a backcountry fishing trip in Labrador, and the bear pawed their head through the tent. But that was after they'd raided the Kool-Aid, Tang. The bears ate all the Tang in the camp.
So they were sugar rushing. That's all you want is a sugar rushed grizzly, eh?
Have you ever seen a polar bear, Christina?
Not live, no.
In real life, like up close?
No.
Like,
no. Well,
I have.
I have seen them, but I've never seen in the wild. I've seen
them at the zoo.
Yeah.
Quebec.
Me and my family lived in some pretty crazy places, like on Baffin Island, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, you see them, you can tell, like, from a real big distance, they're gonna fucking destroy you. They're big.
They are not omnivores, they are only meat eaters.
They only eat fucking people.
And they do not feel bad when you bleed out.
They're huge.
Empathy.
They are huge.
They're massive. They're massive. I love them.
I love them though. Like, I love looking at
they're survivors, man. They starve all summer just to wait for the ice so they can eat again.
Let's not start on climate change tonight.
No, I'm talking about that's just how they've survived all the time, because up there the summer the sea ice melts, and then they starve and almost practically until they'll eat anything, and then in the winter when the ice comes, they hunt seals again.
They're supposed to be fattening up during the summer, I thought, and the problem was the ice floes disappeared too quickly. But I don't know. My understanding was that they were still there for generations, but
maybe that's in different parts. But I know in the Arctic, they're like way up there. They need the winter to eat the fat. That's when they hunt. That's when they get all their food.
That's when I saw the polar bears.
When, in the winter?
Sure.
But it's always winter on Baffin Island. So. No, not really. There's no trees there, though. It's beyond the tree line.
It's past tree line. Wow.
Way
that was cool. Wow.
It was not cool, man. Like, they shot this Paul Newman sci-fi movie, and it's all futuristic. It's sort of like Mad Max kind of. Did you know about
Paul
that, Christina?
Paul Newman?
Yeah, Paul Newman shot a movie in Frobisher
Yeah, he's
Bay.
this actor from the old movie.
Yes.
Paul Newman.
Yeah.
She didn't know about him.
He's an old-timey.
Didn't
He's an
know about the
old-timey
movie.
actor.
He's very famous.
He was
He's passed.
Anyway, they made a movie up in Frobisher Bay when I lived there, and it was
Cool.
because
Oh, yeah.
it looked like the apocalypse had hit.
That's
You know, when I was in Vancouver, I lived downtown, and they filmed 21 Jump Street there, and Johnny Depp. I watched them film a scene there. I didn't know who Johnny Depp was back then.
Yeah, nobody did.
Well, he wasn't really anything special then.
Yep.
He wasn't. No.
No. He was in Nightmare.
You know that
the
they filmed-
first Nightmare on Elm Street. He was in that.
Oh,
Oh, was he?
Do you remember? No, you
Okay.
guys don't remember Nightmare on Elm Street.
I
who
do.
played?
I do. I do.
Come on,
I-
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep, that
I
was his
have
first. That
to.
was his first role, I think. He's the boyfriend in the bedroom right at the beginning with whatever fucking name was. What was her fucking name? Anyway.
Wait, did you study this?
Yeah, I've seen Nightmare. The first Nightmare on Elm Street a lot of times.
Yeah, it was
and-
First Nightmare on Elm Street scared the shit out of me.
And
Oh, yeah.
Freddie
That
lifts him
wasn't
up
that
on the
great.
ceiling. It's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Freddie lifts him up on the ceiling and kind of like drags him across the ceiling, and he's invisible.
Oh, yeah, I
Freddie's
remember that
I
invisible.
think I almost remember that.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
That's the first role.
My problem with Nightmare on Elm Street is the person who we watched it with was so terrified she made us stop it halfway through and go to the arcade
Yeah,
for a
it's
couple
pretty
hours.
horrific, eh?
The arcade. Oh, don't go there. That's where my youth went. That's where my education was. That's where I got good at pool and video games, thinking that
Yeah,
might
me too.
lead me somewhere someday, but it didn't.
Oh, I never thought they'd lead me anywhere.
No, I didn't think that
Party.
either. I didn't, but
Well, we met lots of cool people while we were there.
we met cool people. Yeah, we sure did. And you know where those cool people are now? They're like in jail and
Jail.
dead and living on the homeless cardboard
Pretty much.
signs.
You don't know how true that is.
Some of the guys I looked up to in high school, I seen later on in life, and one of the guys was panhandling on the corner with with his dog, sitting on the sidewalk, and he ended up dying from doing drugs.
Yeah, you generally don't want to peak in high school. That's my advice.
That's
Don't peak in high school.
well, I took it. Still waiting for that peak. I,
Okay, we're almost an hour in, folks. Christina, are you getting tired?
It's a
I think I might have to disconnect at an hour
Okay.
because
We're
I got to.
at 51. We're at 51, man.
All right, let's go with the 9-minute encore here.
so that the other end of the food scale from Bears, I had cricket chips for the first time a couple of weeks ago. So made from cricket flour.
Cricket flour. Oh, so chips. They just grind up some crickets and make chips out of them.
Exactly.
Yep. Yummy.
You know?
Yum.
It's funny because I just saw a cricket walk across the floor in here.
Yummy.
Where'd he go? I want to try.
You can put him in your pibble.
Yeah, but how will I make a chip out of them?
Rolling pin. Rolling pin and just make them like a
Just
tortilla.
get some urban garlic dip and throw the squished, rolled pinned cricket into it, and there you go.
Deep fat fryer.
Yeah. Well,
we all have to have some cricket chips.
I don't know. I'm actually like, why don't they do like people eat bugs more if there's a hunger problem?
No, it's a good source of protein. They weren't absolutely gross. They were kind of like, I don't know,
I think I heard somewhere that
knockoff Doritos or something.
yeah, I think I heard somewhere that like humans used to depend on bugs at one time in our evolutionary.
Sounds plausible.
I think cereals are allowed to have 20% bug and bug excrement or something.
What is?
Cereals?
Oh, cereal
grains.
stuff.
Like
Oh, I
grains.
was gonna like stroke a couple off my list, but now they're all out.
breakfast cereals.
All cereals, like grains, like rice and stuff.
What about McDonald's? How much are they allowed, Christina?
They don't need to have any. There's no food. They don't have to have any kind of food in food.
How much rodent and bug excrement is in McDonald's burgers?
That's actually what it is.
I'll scrub that part.
There was no food hurt in the making of this burger.
No cows were harmed.
Yeah, yeah, there was no cows harmed in the making of this meat. Yeah.
I bet you $1 million right now. I bet you $1 million. Christina wants to get rid of cows. Let's hear her opinion on it.
You want to what?
Get rid of cows.
I want to get rid of. Why do I want to get rid of cows?
Because of all the methane.
Get rid of them?
Climate change?
Because of because of all the methane.
No, I don't have a strong feeling about that. I think that there could be a balance in terms of agricultural practices, but the raping of the oceans, now that's another matter.
See,
that's a different matter.
Newfoundland, so that's a hot point in Newfoundland.
Well, it's pretty. I mean, the Earth is very big, right? But the population was very small. It's doubled since I was born, and I don't even know what's going to happen. You know.
Well, there's so many people that will say that I don't eat meat, but I'll eat fish. It's like, come on, do you know what we're doing to the oceans? And in terms of fish, I mean, basically Japan's completely fished out its territorial waters. I mean, the pressures on the oceans in terms of human consumption of fish and that is really massive. It's kind of scary.
But what are you going to do?
I almost did a racist thing there about Japan.
Uh-oh.
I won't, though.
It's a family program.
Well, you can put some links to like Greenpeace documentaries and stuff about those scientific whaling expeditions and the dolphin kills that they do.
I've seen the dolphin kills. I've seen the dolphin kills. What they do, and it's near Japan, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
and
Japanese.
They just slaughter them by the thousands and just let them sink to the bottom, or
it's bad.
They showed one dolphin gasping for air, because it was all cut up, and it just ended up sinking. It couldn't hold itself above water anymore.
Okay, so then on a high note.
Hey, listen, Christina is really turning this podcast. Like, we start to get it good, bubbly again, and then there she goes, dark.
She brought it right down, hey.
I'll go right with it. I'll start talking
about getting rid of cows.
We're all
How are we gonna get rid of cows? That's a lot of cows to kill. No, I'm just kidding. They probably recycle them like every few months, every cow on Earth, right?
They'll just feed them the other cows, man.
They do. I heard some nasty stuff about marine land.
Ooh.
Nasty. I don't even want to. That's another touchy subject, right? About the intelligent animals in captivity and the way they treat them. And
pre-anti-zoo and marine wildlife being held in captivity for sure.
That guy just died, eh? The owner of Marineland just died finally. And he wasn't high up in my books. I listened to Joe Rogan podcast with one of the guys that worked at Marineland in Niagara Falls, Canada, and he told some horror stories about how they had mass graveyards, and of whatever animal, whales.
Well, then you'd be proud of Vancouver. They got rid of most of their big cetaceans, and they got rid of their zoo really early on. They had a plebiscite. The city voted to get rid of people in the city voted to get rid of those attractions. So
I think everybody's going right across the board, getting rid of like the whales and shit and the killer whales and shit, aren't they?
No, the SeaWorld's still doing it.
They said that they're not going to breed them, I guess, anymore, and they won't catch. They won't. And they won't catch.
Sorry.
And they won't go out and capture wild ones, so there might be ones that are sort of rehab animals.
So they won't breed them in captivity?
They won't breed them in captivity, and they won't capture wild. So it has to be like rehab. So animals that are injured, stuff like that, is what I heard. I would bet it.
But when I was a kid, we're so brainwashed to think that we're this advanced species and these are just animals for our entertainment. I went to Marineland lots of times when I was a kid, and that's what I thought. And it took a while to grow up and realize that they're just another species on the planet, and just as, if not close, more intelligent than us.
I think the time when I realized that was when I was about 26, 27 at the Toronto Zoo, looking at the elephants, man. Looking them in the eye.
Yeah. I went to my friend a couple of years ago. I've never actually been horseback riding, and I went to the farm where her horse is to go horseback riding with it. Yep. And I looked at this horse, and I saw what you saw, Chris, the consciousness inside it. It's looking at me, and it's going, wow. And it's this big, massive animal, way bigger than us, and it's just looking at me like, I'll understand whatever. And I actually talked to it like it's gonna understand. It seemed like it was an understanding, like it has an understanding of stuff. Yeah. And I get that with my dog too. Yeah. My new dog.
Yep, you got a great dog.
Yeah, I do. I should. I would like to get up to Toronto sometime, Chris.
Yeah, we gotta do this. Sit down and shit.
I posted something on my Facebook the one day that said, they were talking about, this girl said, I haven't been downtown in years, and I can't believe how it's changed, all these crazy tweakers, right? And I said, it just makes downtown more interesting. And I had one guy, Ryan, I can't believe this coming from you, such a negative statement, to know where the life you came from, and how can you say this? I'm like, come on, I wasn't saying nothing bad. It's true. And it's like, Toronto intrigues me, that city. Yeah. The diversity and some of the craziness, and I just would love to. I lived there for a while, like I said, down by there, Moss Park, and I'm gonna have to come visit you because you live right next to crazy.
I'm in the middle of crazy, buddy. Brian knows where I live.
Yeah, maybe you're not actually in the middle of it. You're just like part of it. You are it. Yeah. Okay.
You can't live there. I'm a contributing member.
Right. You're part of that ecosystem, eh? Without you, it just doesn't. It's just not cool.
I don't know how long it's been since you've been here, but it looks different now. It's condos all around here now, eh?
Yeah. I seen a lot of cranes up last time I was there. So yeah, they keep building.
Well, St. John's is nothing like that.
Is that where you live in St. John's, and that's where you teach, right? Mainly.
Yeah. Nice. There's diversity if you go to the campus. That's about it.
Yeah, I would love to go there because I love the ocean.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty beautiful, like that. Landscape.
Like it's another world. Like when what's like that plane between air and water, that
interface.
Interface. Yeah, that another world. It's like an alien world.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Chris gets to see all the pictures I post on Facebook of my.
I want to go see the icebergs. When they drift by. I don't know if you know what I mean. The icebergs break up in the springtime.
Yeah.
They come down in like May, June. There's still somewhere.
Is that because of global warming?
No. They've been cleaving forever. They come from the Greenland ice fields.
That's the one that sunk the Titanic.
Yeah.
One of those sunk the Titanic right off the coast of Newfoundland.
Is it still there, that one? I'm just see? I like to be stupid when I talk to you.
It's been turned to rain and come down.
Right. There's only a certain amount of water molecules on the planet, right? They just recycle.
It's just really dilute
that was
now.
Funny, man.
Tiny.
No, it's beautiful though. Those icebergs in the spring, when you can see them off the coast, it's beautiful, and there's whales there too.
Oh yeah, we went on hiking on Signal Hill.
Are they humpbacks? Blue whales?
Yep, they're humpbacks, mostly humpbacks. But we had those blue whales that beached, and there was an orca attack on a humpback. No, minke. Yeah. So the orcas, there was a pod of orcas, and they attacked a minke whale down here last year. Yep. And I was going to say, did you know the movie Orca was filmed like 15 minutes away from my house?
I did know that.
Yeah, the guy who came and installed our propane fireplace, him and his dad and his brothers set the fires on the hills for the movie. So yeah, he was telling us about it. Yeah, pretty cool. Petty Harbor. Yeah, it's an interesting spot. Nice pictures.
Yeah. Chris, I'm getting loopy here. I think I have to go.
Nice to meet you, Brian.
Nice to meet you too, Christina. And Max says,
great first
Max
podcast.
Just says, yeah, no, I had fun. It was, if anything, it was a cool conversation.
Yep, that's what podcasts are.
Right, and like, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
So are you guys gonna keep
that? What does Max have to say?
I think we might try to do this. It's crazy, but
what was that?
That was her cat. The cat's talking? Get her to talk to Max. Get him to talk to Max.
That was like queued right up. What does Max have to say about that? Meow. How did you? Did you squeeze its tail or something?
He wants attention.
I can't get him. Here, I'm gonna try to get Max to say something. Max, you cat. There, Max says goodbye.
Hi, Max. Hi,
Max. Go get him, Max. There you go. Max is the final word.
The final word. Right. Max gets it.
Max, good night, guys.
All right. Have a good night, Brian.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks a lot for doing this with me, Chris.
Yeah, thanks.
For inviting me. Yeah.
Yep.
Good night.
It was fun.
Saturday's a better night. Are we all done now?
I think we're done now.